federalism and a devolution of power to the regions and to local government is the best way to ensure that all Iraqis feel safe as well as feel empowered. And importantly, the Constitution is the law of the land. We will follow it, but we expect others to do so as well. Kurdish political demands are limited, but are fair, deserved and reasonable. Regional and Western policymakers need to appreciate the role of the Kurds in Iraq, our sacrifices and our contributions. Kurdistan's commitment to being part of Iraq is unshakable and is not hedged. All we ask for is to be treated fairly, to be treated as equal citizens, and to be able to work collectively. Here is how we are, as the Kurdistan Regional Government, earning your sacrifices. We know that corruption and its allies are dangerous enemies of democracy because they eat at much of what we in the Kurdistan Regional Government and those living in our region desire. They make the public cautious about believing in democracy. Corruption and its allies can be an asset that disintegrates democratic progress, and we will not let that happen. That is why we made good governance initiative a top priority. To that end, we teamed up with world-renowned consultants PricewaterhouseCoopers to review current conditions, the way our government works, and all governance-related issues, to help us develop a clear-eyed, blunt critique and action plan to address the crucial issues of good governance, anti-corruption, and transparency. Good governance is a major pillar to securing our hope for democracy. We are confident the strategy outlined by our government will help us tackle this vital issue. We've made our region safe and secure, and we've overcome the many internal conflicts that our people have endured. We've established a system to provide improved services for our citizens. We're now moving to guarantee that all of this progress is maintained and built upon. The benefits of the strategy are clear and vital for our future. It'll help us ensure that public funds are used properly. It'll help us make our government more efficient and effective. It'll improve the delivery of services to the people of the Kurdistan region, and it'll help improve international and domestic confidence and increase investment and job development, while helping to raise the standard of lives for our citizens. We understand that democracy is an evolutionary process, both in Iraq and elsewhere, and it is more than just a philosophy. But key to securing our people's trust will be how we deliver these services. For example, large-scale power generation and water delivery progress cannot just be bought off the shelf. We have been working for several years to implement effective power and water distribution projects. In 2008, our region was dealing with 2 failing hydroelectric dams. The result was that government-generated electricity fell to only 3 hours a day. We found that unacceptable. Today, our energy projects are nearing completion. We will now have close to 20 hours of power in major cities in the region. And that is much more than the rest of the country. We know that there are 24 hours in a day, and we're working towards that. But what we have now is much better than what we had 3 years ago. It is a journey. Likewise, the recent completion of large-scale water projects in our 2 largest cities will combine with existing systems to provide clean water to much of our region, so that too is getting better. These are significant accomplishments that have been achieved by our government and the region's developing private sector. These are fundamental critical issues that need to be addressed so that people living in our region can have basic needs to start each day with hope and freedom from want. Providing such essential services is only part of good governance. While that is going on, we have also taken determined steps to strengthen the judiciary and the rule of law, another vital element needed to build a democracy. In 2008, the judiciary was separated from the rest of the government to create an independent judiciary in the Kurdistan region. That judiciary is now learning how to stand on its own feet, be objective, and uphold the rule of law. We did this on our own. We knew it was the right thing to do. We took these initiatives because this is what being a democracy is all about. But I'm the first to admit that we have a ways to go, and that's why we need the continued US engagement. While we are not a perfect democracy, we are democratizing. We have a vibrant civil society. We have a free press, an emerging market-oriented private sector. We are recognizing our faults and addressing them, including some issues that were once culturally taboo. Now, I must say clearly and bluntly that I'm not making excuses about the challenges that we face in the Kurdistan region. I'm not justifying or rationalizing our less than perfect system, nor am I pretending that problems do not exist. I know we have on occasion stumbled, made mistakes and misread circumstances, but democracy is hard work. But the destination is worth it. Difficult issues remain and the journey faces rough terrain. However, we are still moving forward. This is not a sprint and it should not be. This is the foundation of our future for our children, for our grandchildren, for the Kurdistan region and for Iraq. And we'd like the US to stand with us and Iraq as we continue on this journey. Thank you very much for having me here. I look forward to answering your questions.